96.7 WBDK. I'm Jason Polecheck here with Maria Milano, owner of Parallel 44 and Door 44 Wineries in Door and Kewaunee counties for Ask the Experts. Good morning, Maria.
Good morning, Jason. How are you?
I'm very well. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
You have an open house that's going on today and next weekend as well. Tell me a little bit about what I can expect going to your open house.
Yeah, we started our open house. It was really a tradition at Parallel 44, our sister winery. And we decided how wonderful to bring that tradition up here to Door County. And it's kind of a nice time. People are spending time with family or friends, and this is a wonderful thing to do with family and friends. You can come over, you can sample wine. We also did a special wine and cheese pairing, so if you want to actually have a pairing experience, you can do that. You can also build your own gifts, so you can also, while you're relaxing, do some holiday shopping. And we'll also have some holiday music on the Saturdays.
Now, when you build your own gift, is that just bottles of wine? Can you add other things in?
It's bottles of wines, and then we have other wine accessories. So between those two, you can build your own gift box.
So you can get ready, do a little bit of your shopping, and maybe purchase some wine for the holidays. Do you have any suggestions about what people can use? You've got your ham and your turkey and all those traditional foods. Is there going to be someone there that can kind of help them out with pairing with holiday meals?
Yeah, I really pride ourselves on having wonderful staff. We try and make people feel welcome. We want them just to come in and experience. Sometimes people say, well, what's a good wine? And my comment always is, a good wine is whatever you like. So come in and experience the different flavors of our wines. And I also think, wine is a wonderful thing to share with family and friends over holiday meals like you were talking about, but it's a great gift too. And people sometimes get nervous about, well, I don't know what somebody likes, so how do I know what to give them? And I say people really love the story around wine, so why not offer them something that you really enjoy? Tell them the story, like why you enjoyed that wine, what was special about it, and what you think it would go well with.
Now, we talk about the pairings and picking something that you like and the different types of wine that you guys feature. Tell me specifically about a couple of the wines people can expect when they come and sample at Door 44 today.
Right, both of our wineries, Door 44 and Parallel 44, focus on local grape wines. And the grape wine industry really isn't that old in Wisconsin, so people are always surprised that we can make the kind of wines that we do from grapes that actually grow here. But a lot of research went into creating grape varietals that could survive our winters, yet come back in the summer and make wonderful fruit that we can make wine out of.
Now, one of the things that interests me is the Parallel 44. Why is that significant in the grape growing process?
Right, Parallel 44 and Door 44 are based on their location, which is both of them are on the 44th latitude. And that's significant because if you trace that around the globe, it not only goes through our area, but it goes through other fine grape-growing winemaking regions. It goes through Tuscany, it goes through Bordeaux, it goes through Oregon, Michigan, New York. So I say we're celebrating our own position on that fine line of grape-growing and winemaking.
Yeah, there's a history with the latitude 44.
Right, there is. And that was, that wasn't something that we really knew going into, but once we did a little research and thought about that, we just felt like those were the perfect names for the wineries.
The open house starts today at 10 a.m.
Correct.
People can sample the wines. There's going to be cheese sampling as well. You can ask about your holiday pairing, build your own gift box. What are some of the wines people can put in that gift box? What are you known for?
Well, we were really excited to receive some pretty significant awards on one of our wines, Bubbler, which is an all-grape Wisconsin-grown sparkling wine. And the name Bubbler is kind of a fun play on the use of the term bubbler here in Wisconsin. But it won Best Wisconsin Sparkling Wine.
I just got it.
I know. And when people do, they always laugh. But it won Best Wisconsin Sparkling Wine at the Wisconsin Wine Competition this summer. But then also Minnesota has an international wine competition, and it won Best Sparkling Wine in that competition also. So it's just a wonderful, easy drinking sparkling wine, which is perfect for holiday celebration.
It's quite an accomplishment. You've got the 2 awards for that wine. Tell me, give me something comparable. If I like this, I'm going to like Bubbler.
With all of our wines, I always say you just need to experience them. People always want us to compare them to something, and the grape varietals that grow in this region, they have their own special flavors, just like the grapes that grow in California, the grapes that grow in Italy. So I feel like it really is just a time to kind of open up your mind and experience these
Tell us
flavors of
where
the region.
the wineries are, if people want to find them.
Right. Door 44 is located just north of Sturgeon Bay, right on Highway 4257, kind of before the split, right next to Grandma Tommy's. And then Parallel 44 is located really west of Kewanee, about 8 miles west of Kewanee, and I always say east of Green Bay, so right off of Highway 29.
Highway 29 in Kewanee and Highway 4257 in Door County. We talked about Bubbler, the sparkling wine, which is a white, I'm sure.
Yes.
Do you have a red variety that is a popular one in your wineries?
We do. Well, at Door 44, one of our feature wines is Red Door, and it's kind of a light, drier red, very easy drinking. It doesn't have any oak to it, but a little bit of tannin and a lot of fruit flavor. I say most of our wines are what we call fruit forward, meaning that you kind of get all the essence of the grape up front, which sometimes people think is sweetness, but it's really celebrating the fruit flavors in that particular grape.
Now, you say sweetness. Red wine, and the complaint with a lot of reds is sometimes they're a little too dry for people. Is that something that you avoid because of the fruit forward profile?
Well, we have wines that are dry, we have wines that are sweet, but with all of our wines, we really accentuate the fruit quality. And we do special things in our winemaking to do that. So you get the fruit quality, and you can get the dryness, or you can get the sweetness, depending on what your particular preference is.
I personally like the dry when I'm doing red, sweets for white, as far as I'm concerned. You talk about the tannin. For someone who doesn't know what that means, tell me what you're talking about when you say the word tannin.
Right. Tannin is more of a feeling than a flavor. It's kind of that rough feeling at the back end of wine. And you can either get it by, oaking a wine, so aging that wine in oak, or also sometimes you get a little bit of skin tannins. The grapes, skins of grapes that make wine have a little tannin to it. So either way, you might get that tannin or kind of rough feel at the back end of the wine.
And that's on the finish?
Right, it's on the finish.
So like I threw that in there, like I knew what I was talking about.
Yes, that was very good.
So 10 a.m. today and next weekend as well at Door 44, but it's also, the open house is going on at Parallel 44.
Right, it's 10 to 5, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, this weekend and next weekend, actually at both wineries. So you could stop in at either location and do the wine sampling, the wine and cheese pairing. Also at Parallel 44, we do have a few extra things. We are doing a cheese and wine pairing, and we have a few other gourmet foods. Over at Door 44, we're located right next to Grandma Tommy's, and they have, they have a nice variety of foods in there.
That is happening Friday, Saturday, and Sunday this weekend and next. Gift boxes as well. You can create your own gift box, so you can really personalize it for the person that you're buying for.
Right, exactly. You can put whatever wine in it, you can put more than one bottle, or you could decide to put wine and some other items, whether they be wine accessories, or at Parallel 44 you could do wine accessories and food if you wanted.
The open house is happening this weekend and next, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 10 to 5 at both locations, Door 44 and Parallel 44. And for the first time, Door 44 is going to be featuring a wine that normally doesn't make it to the county. Tell me a little bit about that.
Right. It is our Baco Noir, and that's going to be a drier red. It was aged in oak, and Baco Noir is the name of that particular grape. We released it actually at Parallel 44 about a week ago, and we're going to have it available here at Door 44 for the open house, so people can come in and sample that. And what's unique about it is that particular grape was grown at a vineyard just south of our Kewanee location. And it's a little more temperate usually for this climate, but there's this vineyard that's a little bit of a microclimate there that's able to grow this grape. And it really makes a nice, dry, smooth wine.
Now, where are your vineyards located? I know this time of year tours probably aren't happening, but in the summer months, do people go through your vineyards? Do they see the growing process?
They can. Our vineyards are located actually at Parallel 44, our sister winery. And then we also buy from about 8 other growers. We actually have a grower that we buy from up here in Door County, and then growers across the state. And that's wonderful. We can only concentrate our efforts in so many different things. So we do have our own vineyard, but to have other growers is spectacular.
And those grapes are local, a local wine, grape wines. You can experience that this weekend and next from 10 to 5, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at both Door 44 and Parallel 44, where you want to do cheese and wine sampling You can sample the wines if you want to buy a holiday wine. I think you can probably sample them even if you don't want to buy a holiday wine, right?
Right.
You know, there's a little fun aspect to the wine sampling. And gift boxes. You can create your own gift box. You can personalize it either for yourself or the person you're buying for this holiday season. And what a great holiday gift wine is. I think it is personal. You know, I think I hit on it. You know, a calendar, things like that. Just, you're not speaking to the person. You can buy wine and kind of show someone that you know their personality.
Yeah, I think wine is just a wonderful gift. You know, more and more people are getting into drinking wine. They love to pair it with food. Wine is kind of that perfect beverage to share with family and friends over either good conversation or a great meal. So there is something about wine that I think just makes it a really special gift.
It is. There is a bonding aspect to wine that you know, other things don't have. Now, we spoke earlier about, you were telling me that parallel 44, the significance there, and that each region kind of has its own distinct thing. If you had to say, in the grape growing industry at least, the vineyard and the wines made from grapes in Door County, what is Door County's hook as a region? Not necessarily your vineyard, but if you're having a wine from California, I think across the board you're probably going to see similarities. There'll be differences from winery to winery, but the grape itself will have similarities. What is Door County's hook when it comes to the wine? What is its personality?
Right. You know, wine, I always say, should reflect the soul of the land that it comes from. It's really meant to be regional, and that's why, you know, in this area to focus on local grapes makes a difference. You're really going to be tasting kind of the soul of this area. And, you know, part of our philosophy with our winemaking, and Steve, my husband, is our winemaker, he really likes to accentuate the fruit quality in these grapes. They tend to have just wonderful fruit quality. At the end of the day, grape is a fruit, and we always feel like you should taste that through the wine. The other really special thing about the grapes in this region is they tend to be very aromatic. And you know, the whole swirling thing, like if you take the wine and swirl it and just kind of really take it in, it's very aromatic and you get that all up front. And it's said that about 75 to 90% of what you taste actually comes from what you smell. So the whole experience of it is just, it's just really wonderful.
That brings up a question that Nate Alberts, the morning guy on WRKU, asked me this morning when he knew you were coming in. He wants to know the proper way to try a wine. What is the proper way to taste a wine or to sample a wine?
Right, and I always tell people there's no rules, it's only guidelines.
Just throw it down the hatch, right?
Well, you know, I think everybody's different. I don't ever want people to feel that wine is kind of this elusive thing that you have to know a lot about to sample. I feel like it's really about exploring your taste. That's why coming in and sampling is such a wonderful thing. You get to experience it and see what you like.
Now, obviously, going to Door 44 is easy. No pressure. You go sample the wine. It's laid back. It's casual.
Yes.
Let's say I'm at a snooty affair somewhere else. Teach me how to blend in with everybody else.
You know, I think wine is meant to be sipped and kind of savored. And like I was saying, you know, what you get from the aromatics of wine contributes so much to the taste of it that it is kind of neat to swirl it a little bit, take in, you know, the aromas, and then kind of sip it and just really experience it. There's just something about wine that lends itself to kind of a taste experience.
And that's why it pairs so well with cheese, because I believe that's a similar thing, the aromatic quality, the olfactory combination with the taste. So would you say that the Bola is the best glass to drink out of because you can kind of get your nose in there while you're taking a sip?
Well, you know, that's interesting. I mean, whites and reds are very different. They both have an aromatic quality, but usually you'll see that big bowl of a glass for red wines because it really lets the air touch it a little bit and it kind of rounds it out. Whereas with a white wine, you're going to see a smaller glass that really concentrates in the flavors because it really is meant to be kind of concentrated and you know, just experienced in more of a concentrated quality, if that makes sense.
I think so, yeah. Now, wine glass etiquette. You know, I know we're getting very specific here.
Right.
But growing up, I always held my wine by the bottom of the glass. And then at some point I heard, you don't do that because you warm the wine with your hand. So you should hold by the stem. Is that kind of the agreed upon best way to experience it?
Again, I want people to kind of do whatever they're comfortable with. But yeah, I mean, with the red, sometimes you want to warm it a little bit. So holding it, like you just said, is fine. With the white, maybe you don't want to, and so keeping your hand away from the bowl of the glass makes sense so that it stays cool and crisp.
And sampling can happen today and tomorrow, as well as next weekend at Door 44 and Parallel 44, both wineries. Door 44 right on Highway 4257, heading north out of Sturgeon Bay, and Parallel 44 off Highway 29 in Kewanee. So anywhere you are, you can get to the open house. And once again, tell me a little bit about, I walk in, what am I going to experience, what can I expect?
You know, it's important to my husband and I, who own both wineries, that people feel comfortable when they walk in. So we really feel like we have wonderful staff that greet people right when they walk in, that make them feel comfortable, that kind of take them through their tasting experience and make them, you know, really enjoy it. And again, experience their taste in a comfortable atmosphere. That's so important to us that people enjoy themselves.
Now I noticed that when I was talking to you earlier this week, I was at Parallel 44, a group of Packer fans walked in, and it was hi, hey, come on over, and wines were cracked, and they were sampling, and they were reading about it, and it looked like it was a good time, a very laid-back, positive experience for them. It was kind of fun to watch.
Yeah, you know, we want people to feel welcome, but we want people to learn something too. It's important that our staff really educate the customer, really more on why this region is special, why these wines are special, and I think people really love that. They want to know something about the wine and where it comes from and how it's made, so that's really important to us too. And
you have all that information there, so people can include that in their gift box, I'm sure. If they're sending it to someone outside the region, you know, some of that literature would be great to put in there.
Definitely. We have the pamphlets and flyers that they could include, and yeah, let people know, you know, where this wine comes from.
A lot of expatriates, you know, that miss Door County. It would be a great gift to send to them.
Yeah, it is a wonderful gift, and like I said, you know, talk about why you enjoy and why you think it's special. I also wanted to say that although we're having the open house the next 2 weekends, we are open every weekend throughout the winter months here at Door 44, and then we're open every day through the end of the year at Parallel 44, and then weekends through the first couple months of the year. So if you miss the open house, there's still time to come in, sample wine, and experience some either for your own holiday celebrations or to give as gifts.
And this weekend, you're going to have the cheese pairings, the sampling. You can make your own gift box. And people there, if you have questions about, this is my holiday meal, this is what I like in a wine, how's it going to pair with my ham, how's it going to pair with the roast beef, you're going to be there to give those suggestions and kind of guide people.
Right. Our staff, again, does a nice job of helping people through those kind of questions and helping them get to wine that they like, that they feel is going to taste well with their meal. So yes, definitely.
We are here with Maria Milano from Parallel 44 and Door 44, having an open house today, tomorrow, and next weekend from 10 to 5 at both locations.
Yeah. And that would be okay. I'd be okay with that.
It's Milano. Do you get that a lot with that last name?
Yeah, people ask me, and that's when, you know, I kept my maiden name, and so that's my family name. My dad was actually born and raised in Italy, and long story on how he ended up in central Wisconsin. That's where I actually grew up, but really my love of wine has almost come from my family background. My dad, just for fun, made wine, and it was always something that was part of our family celebrations.
That's great. And you said your husband is your winemaker.
Yes.
Did he have a love of wine before you guys met, or was this something that you guys cultivated together?
You know, I mean, I think we cultivated it together, but we also each kind of independently had an interest and a love for wine before that, too.
Very nice. Now, wine clubs are a thing that are popping up more and more in my realm. You know, things I listen to, things I watch, advertisements for them. And I know if it's getting to me, that it's got to be getting very popular. The idea of a wine club, how prevalent is that? Is that something that specific wineries do, or is that just on a national scale?
You know, I think wine clubs are becoming more popular, and people don't think of them as something you can do locally, but it really is. We actually have a wine club, we call it Club 44.
Oh, great.
And our goal to our wine club is really to expose people to a wide array of the wines that come from this region. And also we try and do something special for our wine club members. There might be limited releases that we only make available to our wine club, or they might be the first people to sample. certain new releases. But the club itself is basically 4 releases a year of 3 bottles of wine. We call them Winemakers Select. And again, with the idea that you kind of get exposed to a little bit of everything.
Now, is it something that you know is coming, or how is it decided what goes in, what gets sent to you?
Yeah, we choose the wines. They're sent out quarterly, and we do let people know by email. We communicate mostly. We let people know when they're going to come out and what to expect.
Now, I'm at home. I get my wine club box and I open it up. Give me a few of the names that I might see opening that box.
Yeah, you know, you might see our Marquette Rosé, which was a limited release, or we also have another Marquette wine that came out. You might see the bubbler. We also try and expose people to, you know, just our most popular wines. You might actually see a Tundra wine in there. We have our family of Tundra wines, which are all kind of in that semi-sweet category, and probably our most popular wines. So it's really a wide array. It's kind of fun, you know, exactly, you open the box and it's a surprise when you get it.
Let's talk about Tundra a little bit. You said it's one of your most popular wines. Give me the profile.
Yeah, they're semi-sweet, again, fruit forward. All 3 of them are extremely aromatic, very easy drinking. We have a white, a rosé, and a red in that family. And again, they're just popular because they're so easy drinking. They're easy to share. They're easy to drink on their own.
Now, I know you said that your wines stand alone. You know, you don't compare them really because the regions are so different. But I'm going to hit you anyway. I want you to tell me what to drink. I like a New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc.
Okay.
I know that's a hot one right now, the Sauvignon Blanc, but I kind of fell for it. If I'm coming to Parallel 44 or Door 44, and I'm not letting you off the hook, what am I going home with?
Well, if that was the kind of wine that you liked, you would probably go home with our Sauvignon Blanc, which again is not identical because in New Zealand,
Sure.
Sauvignon Blanc is going to have its own flavor profile. But our Sauvignon Blanc is kind of a crisper white. You know, it's probably more fruity instead of grassy, but just kind of a nice, easy drinking, crisp white.
See, and I like the term crisp because I'm not articulate enough to put my hand on what I like about certain wines, but I think crisp is a great word for the Sauvignon Blanc. I'm going to try it. It's going to be my first one out of the gate with you guys.
Come in and sample it.
Maria Milano has been my guest on Ask the Experts. If you missed part of it, you want to watch it, you can log on to DoorCountyDailyNews.com and hear and see the full interview. Or if you're just curious as to what Maria looks like, you can go online. If you have specific questions and you didn't get a chance to ask them, you can stop by today at Door 44 and Parallel 44 in Kewanee. Where are you going to be today?
Oh, I might be a little bit of both today, so we'll see. It'll be a surprise if I'm there.
All right, but anyone can answer these questions. You have a
Yeah.
great staff,
Yeah.
very knowledgeable about wines. I encourage you to stop at either location and sample some of the wines. Who doesn't love sampling wines?
Right.
And get your holiday wines. And if someone is out of market, you know, people stream this online a lot. At DoorCountyDailyNews.com, you can listen live wherever you are. So people in Pittsburgh or Hawaii or Washington State listen to get their Door County news. What can they do if this topic interests them? How can they get information or even wine from you?
Right. We do ship. You know, the wine shipping laws are a little bit complicated, but if they go out on our website and take a look, we let them know exactly what states we can ship to. And yeah, watch around the holiday season, we like to do different free shipping offers and things like that, so it's kind of a fun time to try something new.
And give them the website.
Yep, it is door44winery.com and parallel44winery.com.
Easy as pie. Door44winery.com, Parallel44winery.com, and you can go to the brick and mortar locations today, Sunday, and next weekend for the open house where you'll have sampling and pairings and gift box building. But Door 44 open every weekend, and Parallel 44 open every day to the end of the year, and then weekends after that.
Right.
So this is not the last opportunity, but it is a great time to kind of have some cheese and wine and get your gifts for everybody for the holidays.
Exactly, and relax a little bit. Sometimes the holiday season gets stressful, so come in and relax.
All right. Thank you so much for joining me today, Maria. I
Thank
learned a lot.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Maria Milano from Door 44 and Parallel 44 Wineries on Ask the Experts on 96.7 WBDK.